Hello, weary soul. I am speaking to you today. To the part of you that desperately tries to be perfect. To the part that wakes up each morning and puts on the heavy, invisible armor of flawlessness. I see you, and I know how tired you are. We live in a world that has built an altar to perfection and demands our daily worship. We open our phones and enter the glossy, carefully curated galleries of other people's lives. Perfect bodies, perfect vacations, perfect families, perfect careers. Every picture is a hymn to success. Every story is a testament to a life without a single crack. And we look at these polished surfaces, and then we look at our own real, imperfect lives. And a quiet, poisonous voice inside whispers, "You don't measure up. You are not good enough." This tyranny of flawlessness follows us everywhere. At work, we must be the embodiment of competence and confidence, hiding our doubts and fears behind a professional mask. In relationships, we are afraid to show our weaknesses and vulnerabilities, fearing we will be rejected if our cracks are seen. We strive for the perfect appearance, waging an endless war against our own bodies, which never quite match the glossy standard. Even in our spiritual lives, we demand of ourselves a perfect faith, unwavering peace in an absence of questions, scolding ourselves for every doubt as if it were a failure. Life becomes one long performance. We are actors on a stage, and our main task is to stay in character, to not let the mask slip. We spend a colossal amount of energy on hiding our fatigue, hiding our mistakes, hiding our scars, both of the soul and of the body, hiding the fact that sometimes we are scared, lonely, and we don't know what to do next. And what is the price of this game? The price is a profound, piercing loneliness. When we show the world only our perfect facade, we can never be truly seen. We might be loved, we might be admired, but it is not us they love and admire. It is our mask. And deep down, we know this. We live with the constant fear of being exposed, secretly believing that we are the only imperfect people in this world of perfect masks. We deny ourselves the greatest gift of human existence, the gift of true intimacy, which is born only where two imperfect but real souls meet. This chase for the ideal is not just tiring, it kills the life within us. It forces us to look at ourselves through the eyes of a merciless sculptor who sees not a living being, but a formless block of marble from which all excess must be chipped away. And we ourselves take up this hammer and chisel of the inner critic and begin to chip away everything about ourselves that doesn't fit our idea of the ideal. We chip away our sensitivity, calling it weakness. We chip away our quirks, calling them abnormalities. We chip away our failures, calling them shame. And in the end, what is left is just a cold, smooth, lifeless statue, devoid of warmth, character, and a unique history. I am here to tell you a truth that your soul has always known, but was afraid to accept. The pursuit of perfection is the greatest lie ever told to humanity. Perfection is a quality of the divine, not of the human. To demand it of ourselves is to deny our own beautiful, sacred humanity. The world tells us that our cracks and flaws make us less valuable. But look at nature. An old tree with gnarled, twisted branches that has survived 100 storms holds more beauty and dignity than a perfectly straight, young sapling. A stone, smoothed by 1,000 years in a river, possesses a history that polished, factory-made marble does not. Your imperfections are not errors in your code. They are the signature of your unique journey. They are testaments to the fact that you have lived, loved, fallen, and risen. To hide them is to betray your own story. But what if there is another way? What if it's possible not just to tolerate your flaws, but to love them? What if you could learn to see in them not ugliness, but beauty? What if beauty is found not in the absence of cracks, but in the cracks themselves? There is an ancient art, a philosophy born in a distant land. It holds the answer to this most profound question: how to find beauty in what is broken. This is not just a technique, It is a worldview that can heal our deepest wounds. Imagine a master potter who has spent his life creating beautiful ceramic bowls. Each one is an embodiment of harmony and balance. And then one day, his favorite bowl, the one into which he poured most of his heart, falls and shatters into several pieces. The sound of breaking ceramic is the sound of an end, the sound of something that was whole becoming ruined. It is the sound of loss. What do we usually do in such a case? In our culture, there are two paths. The first is the path of disposal. We gather the shards, shake our heads in sorrow, and throw them away because a broken thing has lost its value. It is no longer perfect. The second path is the path of concealment. We take the best, most transparent glue and try to piece the fragments back together so that no one will ever notice the seams. We try to imitate the original perfection, shamefully hiding the evidence of the disaster. But the master in our story does neither. With the greatest care and respect, he gathers every single shard, even the smallest. He looks at them not as trash, but as particles of a story, as the beginning of a new creation. He does not throw them away, nor does he try to hide their wounds. He does something unimaginable. He takes a special lacquer mixed with pure gold powder, and with this precious compound, he slowly, with patience and love, rejoins the fragments. He does not mask the cracks. On the contrary, he fills them with shining gold. Every fracture, every chip, every line of breakage is transformed into a precious golden vein. When the work is finished, the bowl is returned to life, but it is no longer the same bowl it was before. It has become immeasurably more beautiful. Its history, its trauma, its wounds are now not hidden but highlighted. The golden seams run across its surface like rivers, telling the story of how it was broken but then healed. And now it is more valuable, more unique and stronger than ever before. This art is called kintsugi, which means golden joinery or golden repair. Are we not all, in our very essence, like these ceramic vessels? We come into this world whole, but life, with all its trials, falls, and impacts, sometimes drops us. Heartbreak, failure, illness, loss, all of these leave their cracks upon us. We are shattered. And what do? We do as our world has taught us. We either throw away our broken parts, hating and denying them, or we desperately try to glue ourselves together with the invisible adhesive of shame, creating a facade of flawlessness and praying that no one notices our seams. We live in constant fear that if someone gets too close, they will see our cracks and deem us damaged, defective. But the great master, the divine spirit who created us, looks upon our fragments completely differently. He is a kintsugi master. He never throws away what was created with love. With infinite compassion, he gathers our broken pieces, and he sees our cracks not as flaws to be hidden, but as veins into which pure gold can be poured. What is this gold? The gold is the wisdom that is born only from mistakes. The gold is the strength that appears when we heal after being wounded. The gold is the compassion that can only arise in a heart that knows its own pain. The gold is the uniqueness that our one-of-a-kind history gives us. The gold is grace itself, which does not erase the past but transforms it, making it the source of our greatest radiance. Your scars are not ugly, they are golden seams. Your broken heart that learned to love again is a kintsugi masterpiece. Your addiction that you overcame is a golden vein of resilience. That mistake from your past that taught you humility is a precious pattern on your soul. Stop hiding your cracks. Stop being ashamed of them. They are the most valuable and most beautiful parts of you. They are the proof that you were not afraid to live, to fall, and, with God's help, to heal, becoming only more beautiful. So let us now take this precious golden lacquer of mercy and begin to learn to look at our own cracks. What gold is hidden within them? Let us then become kintsugi masters for our own souls. Let us take up this precious golden lacquer of mercy and turn our gaze inward, to the treasury of our own beautiful cracks. Let us do this not with the harsh light of judgment that seeks flaws, but with the soft candlelight of compassion that seeks a story. There is no shame here. There is only discovery. I invite you to take a journey through your inner landscape. Bring to mind a part of yourself that you have long tried to hide or to fix. The crack that you feel ruins the whole picture. Let us look at it together with new eyes. Perhaps your deepest crack is a mistake from the past, a memory that still makes you cringe with shame, a failed project, a harsh word, a wrong decision. For years, your inner critic has pointed to this crack as proof of your worthlessness. But let us now move his finger aside and look more closely. Trace this fault line with the finger of your soul. What do you see now? Yes, you see the pain of the fall, but do you not also see the golden seam that formed afterward? What is this gold? It is the gold of wisdom, the kind of wisdom that cannot be gleaned from books. Wisdom born only in the fire of regret. This mistake taught you humility. It taught you caution. It made you a more thoughtful person. You would never have acquired this depth if not for that broken step. This crack is not your shame. It is your diploma from a very difficult but important school of life. Or maybe your crack is a broken heart, a betrayal, a loss, a disappointment that you thought had split you in two. You spent so much energy trying to glue yourself back together so that no one would notice the seams. You feared that this crack made you fragile, unable to love and trust again. But look at the golden seam that remains. What is this gold? It is the gold of compassion. Only one who has been broken can truly understand the pain of another broken heart. This crack did not make you weaker, but more spacious. It broke your heart open, creating more room within it for empathy, for understanding, for a deeper and more conscious love. You are now able to heal others simply with your presence, because you know the language of this pain. Your wound has become your gift to the world. Perhaps your crack is a physical scar or a feature you have always considered a flaw. The scar on your knee that you hide, the birthmark you hated, the gray hairs you dye. The world has taught you that these things are defects on the smooth surface of the ideal. But look at them now with the love of a kintsugi master. This scar is not a defect. It is a poem of survival. It is the map of a battle you won. This feature is not a mistake of nature. It is a unique brushstroke that makes your painting unrepeatable. It is the gold of your uniqueness in a world that desperately tries to make everyone the same. Or maybe your crack is what you considered a weakness in your character. I am too sensitive. I am too quiet. I am too emotional. How many times have you berated yourself for this? How many times have you tried to fix yourself to become tougher, louder, more rational? And now let's see what gold is hidden in these cracks. You are too sensitive? Or perhaps your gold is a profound ability to feel the beauty of this world and to empathize with others. You are too quiet? Or perhaps your gold is the gift of deep listening and observation in a world that has forgotten how to hear. You are too emotional? Or perhaps your gold is the ability to live life to the fullest, unafraid of its passion and its depth. Your so-called weaknesses are the channels through which grace flows into your life and the lives of others. Stop for a moment. Mentally gather all your cracks, all your mistakes, your scars, your wounds, your quirks, and imagine filling each one with the liquid, warm, shining gold of self-acceptance and self-love. See yourself now. You are not damaged goods. You are a priceless work of kintsugi art. You are unique. You are resilient. You radiate with the light of your own, truly lived history. Your beauty is not in your lack of flaws, but in the way the divine light plays upon the golden veins of your healed wounds. And if we can offer this grace to ourselves, can we not begin to see the whole world with these same eyes? Can we not see the golden cracks in other people? When we begin to see the golden seams within ourselves, a miracle occurs. The world around us begins to change, not because the world itself has changed, but because the eyes with which we see it have changed. We take off the glasses of merciless judgment and put on the lenses of compassionate acceptance. And this new vision transforms everything it touches. The first thing it transforms is our relationships with other people. Think of those you love, your partner, your children, your parents, your friends. How often, driven by love, have we nonetheless succumbed to the tyranny of perfection? How often have we looked at their cracks and wanted to fix them? We saw their stubbornness, their sensitivity, their mistakes, their scars, and perceived them as flaws. We tried to change them, to polish them, to make them more perfect, more convenient, more aligned with our ideal. And in this striving, even with the best intentions, we cause pain to them and to ourselves. We made them feel that they were not enough, that they needed to be corrected to deserve our full love. And now look at them with new eyes, with the eyes of a kintsugi master. Look at the stubbornness of your loved one. Perhaps now you see in it not a flaw, but a golden seam of resilience that helped them survive unbearable circumstances. Look at the oversensitivity of your child. Perhaps now you see not a weakness, but a golden vein of empathy and the ability to feel this world deeply. Look at the scars, both of the soul and of the body, on your friends. These are not signs of damage. They are the precious map of their journey, a testament to the battles they have endured and the stories they can tell. When we look at people through the lens of kintsugi, our hearts soften. Judgment is replaced by curiosity. Irritation is replaced by compassion. We stop loving the idea of who they should be and begin to deeply and authentically love who they are, with all their unique, complex, and therefore even more beautiful history engraved on their souls in the golden seams of their cracks. We cease to be their judges and become the keepers of their stories. We create a safe space around them where they do not need to hide their broken parts because they know that we see in them not flaws but gold. This is unconditional love. But this vision extends even further. It changes not only our relationships with people, but also our relationship with life itself. Each of us has a script in our head for the perfect life, a straight, smooth, successful path without falls or unexpected turns. And when real life deviates from the script, through a job loss, an illness, a dream that doesn't come true, we perceive it as a failure. We say, my life is broken. My plan is ruined. We fall into despair, resisting and cursing these cracks in the fabric of our destiny. But what if we apply the wisdom of kintsugi here as well? Look back on your life. Remember those moments that seemed like catastrophes, the job you lost, the relationship that ended, the plan that failed. At that moment, it was the sharp pain of a fracture. And now, look at the golden seam that formed in that place. The job you lost, did it not open a door to your true calling? The gold in that crack is self-discovery. The relationship that ended in pain, did it not teach you priceless lessons about love and your own needs? The gold in that crack is deep self-knowledge. The crisis that brought you to your knees, did it not reveal in you sources of strength and faith you never knew you had? The gold in that crack is your unbreakable resilience. Life is the greatest kintsugi master. The cracks are not mistakes in its plan. The cracks are the plan. They are the very moments when it shatters our rigid, limited ideas of how things should be, in order to create something far more beautiful, complex, and full of meaning. A flawless, perfectly smooth life would be sterile and shallow. It is our trials, our losses, our imperfections that give our life its depth, its character, and its dazzling, unique beauty. When we accept this truth, we stop fighting with life. We begin to dance with it. We find a deep peace that comes not from control, but from trust. We begin to see divine perfection, not in spite of imperfections, but directly through them. We see that every crack is a place where the light can enter. And now that we see this beauty everywhere, in ourselves, in others, and in the very pattern of life itself, let us seal this vision in our hearts. Let us ask for the grace to keep these kintsugi eyes open every day. And so, with these new eyes, we stand at the threshold of a new life. A life in which we no longer need to hide, no longer need to pretend. A life in which we can finally exhale and allow ourselves to be simply human, authentic, beautiful, imperfect. Let us now seal this sacred vision in our hearts. Let us consecrate this new sight with a prayer. I invite you to join me in the quiet of your own spirit. O divine artist, great kintsugi master, who finds beauty in what was broken and creates majesty from the shards. We come to you today with open hearts, weary from the chase for an unattainable ideal. We lay at your feet the heavy, cold armor of flawlessness that we have worn for so long. We release the exhausting pursuit of perfection. We forgive ourselves for being human. And we ask you with the deepest humility for a gift. Grant us, we pray, the eyes of kintsugi. Grant us the eyes of grace, that we may see as you see. Help us to look upon ourselves with this new tenderness. When we look in the mirror, help us to see not flaws to be fixed, but a unique story to be cherished. Help us to see the golden seams of our own wisdom in the scars of our past mistakes. Help us to see the testament of our resilience in the wounds of our hearts. Help us to see the gold of our uniqueness in the very features we once were ashamed of. Give us the courage to love our own, unrepeatable kintsugi masterpiece. Grant us kintsugi eyes that we may look upon others. Free us from the habit of judging and comparing. Help us to see the story of resilience in the cracks of our loved ones and not flaws that need to be fixed. Help us to become a safe harbor for them, where their scars can be honored, not hidden. Give us the strength to love people not for their imagined perfection, but for their authentic, complex, and therefore all the more precious beauty. Grant us kintsugi eyes that we may look upon life itself. Help us to trust your grand design, seeing how you turn the most painful fractures of our lives into the most beautiful patterns. When our plans crumble, help us to trust that you are building something better. When our hearts break, help us to know that you are making them more spacious for love. We thank you for every crack, for it is through them that light has entered our souls. We thank you for every broken step, for it has taught us compassion. We thank you for every imperfection, for in it lies our true, unrepeatable beauty. And may this new vision be our benediction. May you, from this day forward, be free from the tyranny of the ideal. May you love your unique, imperfect story. May your heart be soft and accepting, first and foremost, toward yourself. And may you become for others that very kintsugi master, whose gaze turns another's wounds into gold. Amen. This journey of accepting our beautiful imperfections is one we walk together. You are not alone in this. Here in the Faith Spoken community, we are learning this art from one another. If this message of healing grace has resonated with you, please support us. Like this video so that it may find other weary perfectionists and bring them release. If you dare, share in the comments below one crack in your life that you are now learning to see as a golden seam. Your testimony could be an incredible support for someone else. And of course, subscribe to our channel to continue this journey to a more authentic, free, and compassionate life together. Go in peace, and remember, you are beautiful not in spite of your cracks, but because of them.